I've been very attached by the hip to this cup since coming home from Disney. Coffee break. That got serious. Hey guys, happy holidays. It is currently Christmas Eve and it might be so crazy for me to start this vlog knowing I have to leave to go to work in 15 minutes, but we're just gonna go with it. And I also do have my current hyperfixation meal, my cottage cheese eggs, right alongside that I have to eat, before I go. But how's everybody been? How's your December? Was it festive? Was it fun? Can't lie, for us, December, we did a few things. I do have a list to tell you what we've been up to, but I don't feel like it was super, festive. I think, our Disney trip was very big and festive within itself. That for the past, 3 weeks we've been home, it's been a little bit more low-key, and we do like that. So we're gonna go a little backwards because when I wrote this, I was thinking of, what we currently just did, and then we're gonna go back to basically December 9th. Or something like that. It's just got scarfed down, but now I get to talk for 10 minutes, so we love that. But Friday, we did do Cosmic Bowling with our friend, which was truly so much fun. I forget how much fun bowling is. But on that day, I did get my nails done. And I had to get a rounded shape just because this finger, she kind of broke, all the way down to the nail. And I'm glad that I got to try this shape. I'm just not crazy for it. I like having just my square nails. So come now in 2 weeks time, we'll be going back to that. Sometime last week, I tried the new berry sangria from Dunkin'. It's made with green tea, but someone did tell me to try with black tea, so I'm very intrigued to see how that goes. But I guess I would say I'm a green tea person just because every drink that I've had a tea in, it's always been green. It wasn't overly sweet. Maybe the ice started to melt too much. I don't know. But it's funny because that day I was looking to get a coffee because we're weirdly into coffee now, but we'll circle back to this later in the video. But very last minute, I decided, no, I think I actually want to try the berry sangria. And we did, and it was so good. Wow, I guess a lot happened last week because last week I also did find the cottage cheese that I just ate with my eggs because since coming home from Disney, we were not able to find the Good Culture cottage cheese. And just each day I was like, wow, this is getting even more frustrated because before Disney, that's when we started to make cottage cheese eggs. And I will say, I do think I like them better than just scrambled eggs. When we were leaving Disney, I know I was like, okay, I'm so looking forward to go home, to making cottage cheese eggs. And that did not happen until probably, 3 weeks later. And it's okay. We have them now. I have had them at least, I want to say 3 times since I think Thursday is when we finally got them back again. But it's weird because you don't taste the cottage cheese. And I don't think I would just eat cottage cheese straight up. I need it mixed in something. But even over the summer, I found a recipe for a cheesecake type, cottage cheese thing-majing, and that was really good. But the cottage cheese was blended, and I couldn't do the chunks in the cottage cheese for that dessert. I needed it to be blended. I know it's a texture thing, and not a lot of people may like it, but it's honestly not too bad, and it leaves you feeling quite full. So, yeah. And then last week too, on Tuesday, my new boss started, and let's just say we got very traumatized over the summertime with that middle boss because our actual boss left in March. She was with us since we started. New boss started on Tuesday, and she's fantastic. She has, just communication, respect, and it's just crazy to think the person in the summertime didn't have that, but you know what? Sure. Whatever. Next thing I wrote down is very important because if we see my gorgeous cup, I did get her in Disney. Since coming home, this is the only thing I've been drinking water out of, and Nick has only been taking water out of my cup, and she's become our girl. The straw, it is a little wider, so you do get more water, but I don't know. I've been very attached by the hip to this cup since coming home from Disney. It's gonna bother me so much if the video is slightly inched, but I had to restart the film because it hit 13 minutes, and when I download it to my phone, it just takes way too long if it's ever over 10. And I have a feeling I slightly inched it over, and that's gonna bother me. But anyway, for my last two things, I want to say the Empanada place came first before seeing Zootopia 2, because definitely, because Zootopia 2 was, I think, the following day we came home, which was, wow, so amazing. Like, now knowing the movie after seeing the new ride, and well, not ride, the show in Disney, that makes a little bit more sense, but it was so good, you know? It didn't feel like they were repeating jokes. It didn't feel like they were repeating like the storyline. I will say, I was kind of shocked to find out that Zootopia 2 takes basically a week after the first movie, but we love that for them, you know? The iconic duo, back at it again. Hello, Ice Maker. Thank you so much for joining us. But lastly, we did try a new empanada place because I've heard so many great reviews about this place, and it's not near us, it's where I work. And so I said, you know, we're still gonna go after work. We're gonna try cheese and chicken empanada, just chicken, beef, and then we did try like one of like their meals too. These empanadas were packed to the brim. I think the only picture I have is of the beef one, but the chicken ones, oh my God, like I think it's probably one of the best empanadas I've ever had. Oh yeah, this camera was definitely shifted. Damn. But that was, you know, basically the past 3 weeks. They have just been so nice. I really edited my ass off, and it was so fun. I really definitely was into it. The first 2 weeks, once I hit Epcot, I said, okay. I said, this is a lot, but like, don't get me wrong, still editing Disney vlogs is for sure one of my favorite things, like out of all content. But then editing the last video Monday and yesterday, it was just like, that's where I felt the excitement again, because I was like, oh, I miss Disney. I miss feeling like I was in Disney Springs and Animal Kingdom. If we have not checked those videos out, I mean, they were quite fun, very festive. Disney during Christmas has truly become one of my favorite times of year. I feel like, I don't know if it beats May just yet, because May is Flower and Garden and I love the start of summer, but this trip was just like Disney times 10, I feel, because the magic was like so much more. But I have to run out the door literally right now because I like to give myself at least 10 extra minutes to make sure I'm at work. But we are going to vlog a little bit tonight, potentially in the car, and we're just gonna have a very fun rest of the week. You know, today's Christmas Eve, tomorrow's Christmas, and then I'm hanging out with friends on Friday. Saturday, I'm not too sure. Stranger Things is coming out, so it's going to be a very intense next couple days. But I gotta get to work, so I will catch you guys in a little bit. We've made it home and we are rushing doing my laundry, which I really should have done earlier today, but I kind of quite literally lost track of time because on Tuesdays and Wednesdays I work 2 to 8, but I have to get there by 1:30. So I'm used to, you know, my time where truly the 2 hours I had this morning, I don't know when I thought I was taking on the 11 a.m. basically 10:30 shift, that I was like, oh yeah, you only get 2 hours in the morning. Shift was good, she was busy, and it's now 5 o'clock. We are about to order our Chinese food. As you can hear, Nick is here in the building. Say hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
This is technically our first time hosting, because I'm sorry, I feel like I've been telling everybody all week, I don't really feel like it's actually hosting considering we're getting Chinese food. But I low-key feel the nerves, even though it's literally family and I see them all the time. I don't know, I have like that ever so slight like nervousness too, where I'm like, okay, I'm the grown-up. They are coming over to my place. But like, it's also really cool that, you know, me and you are grown enough to do things like this. It's just a little like, whoa, okay, we're actually doing it.
I mean, it's like, you know, we know everybody who's coming. It's not like a big extended family thing.
We're also not really doing, I feel like, a lot to a degree. Like, whenever we all hang out, like your family and my family, it's quite literally talking, watching TV, and just like, you know, catching up is talking. But the only like little extra thing we're doing tonight, like, yes, is put it on Christmas movies, but then Nick is currently, you know, I gotta show you guys actually. He's making our hot chocolate bar. Wow, this looks cute.
So we're kind of cheating because we had looked into how to do this, and it's like, you know, People make actual like hot chocolate from scratch with milk, cream, cocoa powder, like chopped up chocolate, this and that. And we contemplated doing that, but then we realized, what's the difference between making a single cup of hot chocolate for yourself and then doing this with the packets, which, you know, I get some people are like, oh, it doesn't taste the same, but it's like...
No, I'm sorry. This brand specifically, this is the Target. We found it when we were working there, but it's the double chocolate, hot chocolate, and it's very good. Then for our sides, we do have mini marshmallows, of course. We found these cute little ones in Marshall's. Candy canes, rum chata, basically Bailey's Irish cream, but it's called Molly's. But I think this will be very, very cute. Here's our Christmas tree. I hope everybody likes that Rocket is our tree topper. I will say, we don't have like a lot of crazy ornaments because we're not ornament people, but I think she's my favorite. That and...
I think Rocket's my favorite thing we've ever done.
Nick's parents got us this one. This one's really cute too. And then Nick got us this one in May, which is very fun. But also I realized not a lot of people do tinsel. I don't know where I got the idea from. I feel like my mom did it maybe a couple times when I was growing up. I don't know. I just feel like when I think Christmas tree, I low-key, I want that tinsel on it. What can I say?
It's very old school, I would say.
It is old school. Lighting's gonna be a little wonky, but for dinner, I'm splitting with my mom and my grandmother, but we are splitting chicken and broccoli, General Tso, and plain lo mein. To say I'm excited is an understatement. I've been dreaming of this Chinese dinner for, I would say, a little over a week at this point. When was it? Like last Wednesday, where I was like, ooh, what if I go get fried rice? And I was like, no. I said, you're gonna ruin it. You have to wait. And then Nick, he is getting chicken and broccoli and garlic sauce, which truly is pretty good, I will say. I feel I will always be a classic chicken and broccoli person. That is a gorgeous house. Whoa.
That's the house I was telling you about on the phone the other day.
That's so pretty. We have, how many people coming over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We have 7 people coming.
Yes, and then we are 8 and 9. Oh my god, so we're guardians.
8, 9.
Ooh, red light. I'm giving Christmas. Look.
Ooh, or Stranger
Wow.
Things.
Or
'Cause
Stranger
that's tomorrow.
Things. That is tomorrow. I'm not ready to have my heart broken just yet.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna suck.
I don't see how someone's not dying tomorrow. Also.
No, there's no way. Because I'm sorry, if they save it all for the last episode, I again feel like that's almost playing it too safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost predictable. This like, you know, volume 2, if you will. I think this is gonna be a pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? 3 episodes?
I think so. But they're all still basically mini movies. So I'm going to be suffering so bad on Friday going into work and Saturday, but it's so worth it for Stranger Things. As we can see, we have all the Chinese food. So with that, let's have the B-roll cue in. Nick, I think you're gonna want to get in for this part of the vlog.
What?
I think you're gonna want to sit in on this part of the vlog. Because you know what we're about to talk about?
What?
Stranger Things.
Oh.
Part 2.
I'll be over there in a second. Duffer Brothers, what are we doing? What are we doing? Because nothing is making much sense right now.
I don't want to like bash on it so bad because I feel like we have been. I want to be a little optimistic, but everything in part 2, I just feel there needs to be so many more episodes to explain all this now, where there's so much that has not been addressed, where I'm like, how are we going to do this in 2.5 hours now? Like, it low-key seems impossible.
Not only that, the first thing that comes to mind is your biggest gripe and my biggest mystery. What is the whole point of season 3 now?
Yeah, that really upsets me.
Now it's like trying to trace everything back between the seasons. Mm-hmm. Seasons 1 and 2, they still make sense. Mm-hmm. Season 4 makes sense. But what was the point of season 3 at this point? Mm-hmm. The Mind Flayer came to life with actual people. Mm-hmm. What was Vecna's plan there? What was the point of that? Mm-hmm. Are we not going to address all of the people who melted and have since vanished?
Yeah.
The whole scandal with the mayor and everything that went to... What was the whole point of that season? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's so much that's happening right now that if they can manage to get it done in 2 hours, my hat's off to you. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it can be done at this point. Mm-mm. And it's upsetting.
I think also the other part that's upsetting is the fact that none of the characters have died. And it's like, listen, yes, we don't want to see them go, whatever. But to have like almost half of the cast, I think they said they confirmed 6 or 5 deaths. Here, I'm going to move it a little bit. But that the fact that they confirmed like these deaths.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, no. And it's like, so you're planning on killing everyone in one shot. Where I personally feel... You know, Karen and Ted, they needed to go in that second or first episode, whenever that was.
That should have been the first, like, I guess, quote-unquote, big, like, holy crap, they actually killed people, established characters that we know, not people they brought in and then killed at the end of the season. That would have been a good way to start it off. Like, oh, wow, they lost their parents.
And then last night should have been Nancy and Jonathan. Like...
Or Steve.
I don't think Steve's going, though. That's the thing. He's too predictable. But... It's interesting. It's just interesting how they decided to kind of play episode 6 and episode 7. Just because I do feel episode 5 kind of felt like part 1 where you're like, okay, I'm excited. I could see where this is like, okay, interesting. But like this part 2 right now, she's just, she's creating, I feel, more problems than solving problems that we need. Like, it's good that, like, you know, we're learning that, like, the Upside Down is a bridge and whatever, but it's like, how are we doing this in 2 hours?
But it's also, now it's not making much sense because you brought up a point to me earlier. In season 4, when Vecna's doing his whole thing with all the tentacles coming out of his back, he was in the Upside Down. Now we're finding out that the Upside Down is basically just a bridge. It's a passageway to this other dimension where Vecna/Henry lives now. Now he's hanging out there. So why were you in the Creel house in the Upside Down in season 4? Now it's like, you know, I get what they're trying to go for, but now you just negated, again, unless they end up explaining it, which they could very well do, but at this moment in time, you're just creating so many plot holes and making us ask so many questions.
No, and it's more confusing, I feel, because it's like, I think... Granted, I know we shouldn't expect certain things walking in, but it's like based on previous seasons, you expect those to be answered, where it's like you guys are bringing up so many new things where it's like either like another season needs to resolve like everything, or maybe they are going to do it in 2 hours. I don't see how that's possible.
At the very least, they need one more episode to bring it to 9. One more 1 hour episode where they can just flesh something out a little more, I feel would do. But now you only have one more episode and you got to wrap this all up somehow.
I think what gets me to more, if anything, is it's just like everyone dying in one episode.
They needed to not do that. And I'm really upset that they did do that, because I've been saying this whole time, one of my biggest problems with this show in general is that they never get rid of any of the main cast. Again, I don't want to see anybody die. but season 1, yes, we thought 11 died, but she didn't. Season 2, it was Bob. Bob sucked. I like Bob.
There was also Barb. I forgot about Barb.
Oh, jeez. Everybody forgets about Barb. I feel so
No,
bad.
but the only person we've agreed on that's died, I guess, in the show that I was whoa, was Billy. His is the only one where he was in 2 seasons, but it's everyone else has entered the show and then died in the show, where it's
don't get me wrong. I loved Eddie, but it was of course they kill Eddie. I loved Bob. I still hate that Bob died. I loved Bob. But of course they kill, they bring somebody on and they kill them. And that's just, I get they're playing it safe. I wish they wouldn't do that. Granted, I think I've been spoiled by when I watched The Walking Dead when I was younger, where they'll kill anybody at the drop of a hat, and it's oh, okay, nobody's safe. I feel they're playing it safe, and now it's well, we know a bunch of people are going to die in this episode. You guys just had, what is this, 7? You guys just had 7 episodes where you could have sporadically killed people and made this such a gut-wrenching, holy crap, they're actually killing people, this is the end. Now we know
because it feels more realistic if they die. How are they still escaping all of these ways? They definitely could have gone. I'm sorry, Nancy and Jonathan. Yes, I guess it makes sense that it's up, but it's I don't know. That to me, it's that would have been the perfect time for them to go. Now it's maybe I guess they have a bigger plot, but I don't know.
Now we know come next week, we know we're walking into a bunch of people dying. This whole time it could have been oh my god, I'm so nervous, are they going to die? Which I mean, we still kind of had that, but now we know it's gonna. I don't know.
Because it's hey,
I'm gonna go get the broccoli ready.
Because it's I hate having this feeling, and it's I hope we're wrong. I hope that it's once we watch the final episode, it's okay, wait, now we can rewatch everything and be oh, okay, it needed to happen this way.
Oh, I take it all back.
Yes, I take it all back.
I really have a bad feeling we're gonna leave with a really disappointing note.
There's so much that they opened that I would have loved for them to explore deeper into.
Exactly. I feel. It's just, I don't know. We weren't in the writer's room, so
no. And it's again, we could just be wrong. Maybe it is gonna everything's gonna get answered, and it's gonna be the best finale of a TV show. But it's right now, it's so confusing why everything is happening last minute. And again, I don't know.
And it's so frustrating because of the build-up and how good the show has been every season. They just ramp it up and make it better. But this time around, it's okay, so we just had to wait all this time, and you're cramming everything in now? I don't know.
Imagine this is how they wanted us to feel, Joe.
It wouldn't shock me.
You know what I mean? Trying to throw us off or something like that.
If they're as smart as we think they are, and they have had this all mapped out from the beginning, look, I'm not gonna, definitively say whether this was a big disappointment or not, but just as of right now, it feels disappointing.
But on that note, we are gonna start what we got for Christmas, because this year I will say we did do more gifts for each other, because in the past we've chosen experiences or one bigger gift just for each other for Christmas. But this year, it's our first year in our apartment. I told Nick, I said, I think it'd be fun to kind of feel like a kid on Christmas this year. So we did go just a tiny bit crazy. But next year we're going to go back to either choosing experiences or just really 1 or 2 gifts on Christmas. But I mean, first thing I can point out is we see this robe. She is the warmest thing on earth, and I did find out about it on accident, so I have had it earlier. But it is a Skims robe, and it has been helping me truly for the past 2 weeks with all of this cold weather we've been getting. And I adore this robe more than anything in my life. I've never owned a robe until this one, and I'm so obsessed with her. But then another piece of clothing that I got for Christmas is this little undershirt, and then actual pants, and they do stretch, but this is my favorite brand at Target, because let's be real, I don't shop at Target, but one day when we were in there, I think when we were working there, I found a pair of pants, and they are just the softest pants to wear. The white set, I think I might have showed before. I might have posted on Instagram regardless. I have her. And then Nick bought me another set because, again, these are just like the coziest pajamas. And I'm typically a girl who wears whatever t-shirt and whatever pants or shorts. But these have been very nice to sleep in. And I feel very bonita and I adore them as well. This all now is going to be in random order from my family, Nick, and Nick's family. But I'm going to lift the bag because I have a little bog bag. She's so cute. Over the summer for my birthday, Nick did get me the bigger bog bag because even though it low-key is a little ugly like a crock, I also just find it to be the cutest thing on earth. And it is currently my work bag and I adore her, but for a beach day, no, not a beach day, a park day over the summer, we used it and it's so cute. It's so spacious. So I have a little one now for over the summer if I do a little solo beach day or if we go to the beach and I have my own little cute one. But what is inside here is a mix of things, of course, like I said. So first I have a little pair of mini socks. We have another pair of matching socks that Nick's aunt got us, but these are so adorable. Next I do have Aquaphor because I mentioned to Nick I saw something about putting like the Aquaphor stick under your eyes to help the dark circles. And I was like, you know, I want to try her, but Nick could not find her, so we got her instead, which I'm pretty sure does the same thing. And I will say, it feels very nice. Oops, that dropped. It feels very nice, honestly, on the back of our hands because, like, with us living in New York, yes, it gets cold, but it's also very dry. So if we can see, I do have a crack on my knuckle because this weather, like, it's so weird. When we came back from Disney, I want to say the day after or 2 days after, I could literally feel the difference in my hands. We have another pair of Stitch socks, which are so cute. And they are slipper socks, so I will be, you know, wearing them for the foreseeable future because it's freezing in New York. Like, it is currently basically a blizzard out right now. And we'll have to see if I go to work tomorrow because I did mention in this vlog already that today I was supposed to meet up with friends. That wasn't happening. 4 o'clock came and the snow has literally been nonstop slippery and dangerous. So we had to cancel that and I'm upset. But we also don't want to endanger our lives, so we know it was for the best. But here we have our next gift, which is from Jackie, Nick's mom, and it says physically here, mentally at Disney, and that is some true facts. Then I have a little straw from my mom, which is so cute. It's Miss Minnie, and Nick got Mickey, even though I want Mickey because I adore Mickey out of everyone in the Mickey and the Friends gang. Next, I have some matcha, even though I am becoming a coffee girl that we are still going to circle back to. Do not think I've forgotten about that. Next, we have 2 boxes of Mighty Patches because these are the holy grail. And every time a little pimple comes on, we put it on and she either does heal or she reaches the surface. And we love them. Next, we have a little face mask. And Nick, did you say this is for me and you?
What?
Did you say this is for me and you, the face mask?
Well, no, more so for you.
Oh, I thought you said we can have one for each.
Oh, no, I got them for you. But I mean, if you want me to be girly with you, I will.
I would love that.
Okay.
Next, Nick got me another little lotion because I do have this scent currently. And I will say, when it comes to lotions, I'm very picky because I don't like anything that makes me feel greasy. This one does not. So we love that. Then we do have Disney gift cards. We have, this is my card from Nick. And lastly, in the bag for right now, Nick's aunt is truly such a girl's girl and I love her so much because she did ask what perfume do I wear, so Nick was like she wears the Rare Beauty because of course Miss Selena Gomez. I do. And then without Nick telling her, she also got me the Laren Balm, which she just knows girl world. When Selena came out with this, I so desperately wanted to get one of these, but I was like, no, let's just focus on the actual perfume. Then over time we can maybe get one of these. And I did forget a little bit about it. So when I opened it and I saw this and this, I said, Gail. And she's like, yeah, everyone says this is like the most favorited scent. And I'm like, I tried these all in the store. This was my favorite scent. So she knew. With Nick's aunt, again, being a girl's girl, she got me this cute cosmetics bag. It does look like a handbag and it can double as a handbag. She did not know that this cosmetics bag was going to be as big as it was. But it is quite spacious, I will say. And it's cute and it's purple and I'm a purple girl. Next, Nick's mom got me this People Mover shirt because we know I am probably the People Mover's biggest fan. But it says, I want to say, I'm going to try to remember off the top of my head, not a people person, but a people mover person. Facts. Straight facts. Then Nick got us some little Ghirardellis to try, and they're not bad. They're quite yummy. I will say, when I opened this, I was a little shocked because I don't collect pop figures like that, but it is cute that Nick's mom thought of us, and she got me Stitch, and then you... I know the name.
It's Quint from Jaws, because they just had the 50th anniversary of Jaws, so it's cute, it's funny. I like it.
And then lastly, Nick actually got me a little Coach bag. But she is so itty bitty and she is the cutest thing on earth. I did wear her yesterday to Christmas, and I only could fit a hand sanitizer, 2 lip glosses, a little bit of ibuprofen, and a charger. And then my little ID I put in the slip. She's the most darling purse on earth, and the color is absolutely gorgeous. And I can't wait to have her on our trips and just go out for the day. She's very fun. Now I'm gonna speed quick through showing what me and Nick both got from everybody. But my mom found us this, and she's so cool, just to color on some cookies. So we honestly probably should do that tonight, or like tomorrow or something, because it is still basically Christmas. Nick's parents are also the coolest because look what they got us. Jaw dropped, actually.
They said they got that for us. The blanket that's right behind Olivia, they got that for us shortly after we got home from the trip in May with them as like a thank you. And then we just opened that yesterday on Christmas, and they were like, we got that at the same time. And I was like, you guys are sneaky bastards.
Then we have some cute little Christmas hand towels. Now we have 2 Disney Christmas towels, which I find very cute. And then we got a little Disney Parks cookbook. I will say, there's some things in here that I was like, oh, why are they not in here? Like the Ronto wraps, because I know your father mentioned it. And I was like, there's nothing on Ronto wraps. And I was like, okay, it's definitely very selective things, I feel.
It's a cross, I looked through it earlier, it's a cross between Disneyland stuff and then Disney World stuff. But it seems like it's a mix of some of the Orlando parks and then resorts. But I mean, we already know how to make the Ronto wraps.
That's true.
We should make those soon.
We should. And then for gift cards, we got a gift card for a restaurant near us that is just such amazing Italian food. And it's so weird because we were just talking about going there like, what, 2 days ago or 3 days ago? And then all of a sudden we opened like the gift and I was like, how did grandma know? Like, she just knew we were talking about it. Then we do have 2 Chipotle gift cards and then a Chick-fil-A gift card. And I think that's it. Yes. And my mom got us some Mickey goldfish because you gotta have Mickey somehow in our lives, always. This was Christmas 2025. She was so fun. Like, the day within its own was different for the first time, of course, like with us living in our first apartment. But it was just so fun waking up, you know, just unwrapping gifts, of course. But then it was nice having that moment with you and then going to our families, because that was like probably our tradition for like 2-3 years. Like, it was, you know, my mom's, then your aunt's, and then it would be us. But it was cool having our first Christmas by ourselves in the morning.
Yeah, it's nice to have our own space to come back to as well.
Nick is currently making dinner because we did find a recipe that looked quite yummy. Is it honey mustard chicken or something?
It is, but the mustard that you use is Dijon mustard.
How strange. We are also this close to finishing Gilmore Girls, which is so sad, but it's time. It does come to an end. Like, it's so funny because I started this show in September and everyone says this is like the perfect fall winter show, and I'm like, wow, how perfect is it that we're finishing it in December? I don't think we could have timed it better than this, Nick. I did come out to show you guys the snow, but I don't think it's probably safe to show where we live. So here she is, but we can hear how quiet it is, besides these rain puddles that are making it not quiet, actually. Okay, there you can see, actually. I found a little light. But it's gonna get terrible tonight into tomorrow, apparently. While Nick is cooking dinner, I totally forgot. This is also a Christmas gift. It's literally called a Christmas cactus, or actually it's called a holiday cactus. But I know my father has had one for like 20 years, and I know she has said, like, you know, it will die and then it'll keep growing back. But it's so pretty. She's a little out of focus. There she is.
It's purple.
It is purple. Purple pink, but definitely more purple. No, I said pink more.
Yeah, you guys kept saying it was pink.
But for dinner tonight, we can see we have some roasted broccoli. There's that chicken, and then in the pot behind it is some white rice. No, it's not. It's jasmine rice.
Try this.
What is on it?
Olive oil, salt, pepper.
Good.
I don't know, maybe Polly will throw soccer balls. Kind of doesn't make any sense. Well, then step to the list. Hey, Kirk, you taking the day off of Uber?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, Kirk, stop making that noise. And if anyone from the wonderful Uber Corporation or their very handsome attorneys contacts you, please tell them it was my brother and not me who recklessly violated trademark laws and perpetrated fraud.
My hair is gonna drop in like 30 minutes. That's okay. Well, we'll love this moment right now. So we completely skipped vlogging at all yesterday because it consisted of... Did we finish Gilmore Girls actually yesterday or the day before? It was yesterday. No, it wasn't. It was Friday.
No, it was the day before.
Yes. So yesterday we spent it watching almost all of Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life. And then we tried, because we really... I feel I started to get a little bored again, but we tried to rewatch Stranger Things. Still, the first episode in part 2 I feel is good, but once it gets to like the 6th and the 7th episode, don't.
I wasn't going to.
It just, I don't know, it gets a little interesting. And I feel like, it's not that it's like bad. It's really not that it's bad, it's just, it's confusing.
It's also not, it's not good. I don't think it's good.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's just confusing. I got dressed up today and put on some makeup because we are going out truly just to not really shop, but like get soap from Bath and Body Works because we are done. But then we are trying K-Pot for the first time. And I want to believe it's throughout the states. I could be so wrong. Maybe it's like a Northeast type thing. You can either make your own ramen or make your own Korean barbecue. And a couple months back, a few of the girls I work with, they went. But I know we had something going on, so I was like, I cannot. And since that day, I've been thinking of trying it. So we are going today, and I'm quite excited because I think you get like an hour maybe to like, you know, sit there. They have like a few appetizers, but then you get to actually cook your own food in front of you, which sounds just very fun. Like we've never done that before.
I didn't know it was timed.
I think it's timed. Even though it's like buffet style, I want to believe it's timed. Or unless that's like it's timed for like a big group. Regardless.
We'll find out.
It's still going to be very fun. I'm very excited to try it because for us, we are going to get the garlic chicken, potentially steak, potentially the beef. I can't pronounce her.
I don't remember the pronunciation off top of my head.
But we'll go in, we'll try, we'll see. Today is definitely a colder day, but I did just have my friend who lives in a different state drop by to exchange gifts because we, you know, did not get to hang out on Friday due to this terrible weather. And I still did have to go to work yesterday, which I'm not even gonna get into because the slight frustration I had, I was like, hey, this is interesting knowing the snow is very thick and the roads were like a tad bit slick, like highways weren't. But I'm like, guys, it's not that deep, but whatever. I do want to show what my friend got me because she really did not need to do this, and I adore her for remembering that I just mentioned this like one time. But she got me a few things, but she did actually end up getting me this Epcot Little Words project because when we were down in Disney 3 weeks ago, I saw it and I knew I should have bought it in Epcot, and I was like, no, I'm like, I don't need it. I'm like, it's okay, I'll wait till next time. And then I'm in the airport, and I think that's when I was texting her, but I was also texting my cousin because they both were asking me like, oh, did you get it? And I'm like, damn, I'm like, I should have gotten it, shouldn't I have? And she so kindly did get it for me. It's just, it's such a pretty bracelet, and it has like the Epcot symbol in it too. So she knows how much I love her. She did not need to do it, but I'm so happy that she did. I appreciate this so much. But it's about 12:30 now, so we are gonna head out because just like anywhere that we try to travel to, it's 40 minutes away. So let's head out. talk yesterday after we went to K-Pot, did we? That is because we actually did go out shopping, and I will say, shopping and vlogging, we don't love doing that sometimes. But after we ate too, we did just feel full where we wanted to walk off the food. I know Nick and I agreed that when it came to K-Pot, the experience alone was so fun, but the actual food, it was decent. I don't like any seafood, so I just had the chicken and the pork, and both were really good. I also just kind of felt the oil that they sprayed like on the actual like hot plate made your food kind of taste like the oil, so that's where I wasn't too crazy about it. The noodles they had, whoa, fantastic. French fries were very good. But I'm just a very basic person. Nick did, you know, he tried a few seafood options and he liked it, but he also just agreed that if someone's like, oh, let's go out to K-Pot, I think it would be, yes, let's go out for the experience, fun, but like the actual food, we weren't like crazy for it. Like, it's good, but I wouldn't go out like searching for it. I guess I could do a little haul too, so 1 second. We did buy a lot of Valentine's stuff, but I will just show that in another video because I can't lie, we just got our stuff from the dollar store and it's very cute, but there's so much of that I don't really feel like showing right now. So first store we have is Marshall's, and you know how I said we would circle back to the coffee chat? We're still gonna circle back in a sec. I probably should have saved this for last because, believe it or not, this coffee is for me, and so is this coffee. If we don't know the coffee lore for myself, basically I've never liked coffee no matter how many times I've tried it up until I would say this May, and we were in Disney. There was a specific coffee at the Skyliner Hub that I said, you know what, I'm gonna try it. Let's just see if my taste buds have changed. And granted, that coffee is definitely more like sugar than coffee, but I was like, okay, I can kind of get behind it. It's given like mocha, it's not too bad. Because I liked that coffee when pumpkin spice lattes came out in the summertime, I said, you know what? I think I should maybe try it. Like, what if I do like it? And after my first pumpkin spice latte, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, do I like coffee? Because it honestly, it tasted pretty good. I don't do like sugar or anything. I mean, there's enough sugar in the pumpkin spice lattes anyway, but I just mix in the whipped cream, and I was like, wait, this is pretty good. So next comes our December trip, because at this point I'm like, wait a minute, I think I'm starting to like coffee maybe. And so there's 3 coffees in Disney I wanted to try. I definitely didn't try the Riviera one, but then I feel like I made it up by trying another one. No, I think we only did 2. So first one was in Animal Kingdom, and it is at Kusafari, and it is like a coconut coffee. It definitely, you do have to mix it up. I see what people are saying, like it is a very heavy coffee flavor if you don't, but it's honestly not that bad. Like, I can see myself every now and again being like, you know what, let me get a little coffee, we'll enjoy. But then the other one we tried was in Hollywood Studios, the Black Calf Cold Brew. She was just a solid miss. Like, that was no sweet at all. It was definitely like pure cold brew, and it was just like, you know, if you ate the Cocoa Puffs on top, it kind of tasted like cereal. Then we came home from Disney, and to me, I was like, wow, this is so weird that like I'm sort of starting to like coffee. Now with winter, of course, they have the white toasted chocolate latte, something like that, or like the cookie butter, like those 2. So I said, you know, we'll try those 2. The cookie butter I wasn't crazy for, but the white chocolate toasted whatever, that was decent. Then I asked Nick, because he does have the Shaken Jamaican here at home, like I bought him like another wood of like these basically, because now they also sell them at Marshall's, which is fabulous. He was like, do you want to try it? And I said, you know what, yeah, let me try, like with like sugar and milk. And he made it the day we hung all of these snowflakes above us, and I sipped on it and I was like, Nick, I'm like, I think I actually like coffee now, like for real, not like joking anymore. And so once I liked that, I went into Marshall's actually a week ago, and I picked up her because I read the flavors chocolate and coconut cream, and it made me think of like Kusafari. And I said, you know what, let's just try it. I will say, I think I had coffee like 5 times. Hey, come on, we're giving, this is supposed to be nice and peaceful. I think I was saying I had it 5 times this week. But I will say, I do like the flavor. It feels like a fun little cutie drink. And because like this is specifically cold brew, it's not like a crazy sugary drink like a soda. So I'm like, yeah, I will enjoy coffee actually. I guess I found my little coffee recipe for myself is, I don't even know where I fill it up to, but then I make it, okay, it looks weird because I also put whipped cream in today because this is the first day I'm trying whipped cream. I hope we can see that. I make it this light and then I add 3 teaspoons of sugar, and I will say I like coffee now. Isn't this a weird statement? I don't think I ever thought I would hear myself saying that, because I know we went over to see my mom, like, you know, for Christmas, and Nick mentioned something and she was like, you drink coffee? And I was like, oh, I'm like, just cold coffees, like, you know, because it's weird. Like, we know I've always been the person where I'm like, absolutely not. However, this cup today is actually the Tiana's blend. It's not bad. I think I've just grown to like this one, like the chocolate coconut. For Tiana's blend, it is notes of honey and powdered sugar. I will say I feel like I taste the powdered sugar more than the honey, but it's still like, it's actually good. And if you were to hear me say this in the beginning of the year, I would have been like, what? Olivia likes coffee? Perfect segue. Actually, oh no, it's not a perfect segue because I forgot. I could make it a perfect segue. I could show what else we got later on, because how I did want to end this video was truly just talking about how this year went and how it's like, it's so crazy to think back on like my mindset and how things have changed, how I've changed. While thinking about closing out this vlog, I did not expect to feel so terrible, because I woke up today and my back is in so much pain, like in the upper part, and I've been feeling for like the past maybe like week. The left side has had like a twinge, and I just woke up today and I was like, oh my god, like I can't move. Like I was low-key walking like this, and if anyone does not know, I do have scoliosis, so it does affect my lower back and my leg. I literally could not help but like I couldn't move. Oh no, it was this side. My bad. So the left side is hurting. So I was just walking straight like this. So I did some stretching today. I took a very, very hot shower. It has helped loosen things up, but it still hurts very much so. But I could feel I was getting just agitated and upset that I was in so much pain that I was like, you know what? I'll figure out how to close the vlog. And I said, no, Olivia, so let's close it out the way we want to do it. It's just, you know, not how I pictured closing out this vlog today. Like I expected to be in a better mood and to even maybe like throw on makeup or whatever. But honestly, that kind of went out the window once I said, you know what, let's just do it. Because I honestly do think now is the perfect time to sit and talk with you guys. So when I think about this year and just how like who I was as a person, like last December, or even like, you know, this May, I love being able to look back and see what lesson I learned or what I'm still confused with. This year, there were many surprises that I did not know me and Nick were going to make, or that I was going to make, because yes, we did move out in February, but this January, I did not know that was going to happen. And I'm saying this because I'm pretty sure I said it like when we posted our moving out vlog. I had, / I guess still have, a very strong mindset on how I think things are going to work. Like, even though like I do believe like, you know, things will happen for a reason, or I can't predict the future, I so heavily also was a person where I was like, no, like we have to do this before we can achieve this. And when it came to moving out, like personally, like me and Nick have been saving our money for the past like 3 years. Like we both lived at home. We've been dating since high school. So to me, I was like, no, like we're gonna get like a condo or a house at first, invest our money over like wasting our money. And I understand that it's like, you know, some people, they don't have that option to save. And we were lucky where we still can save. It's definitely obviously not as much because we pay rent now. But I think the idea of being tied down to a location for the next like 30 years with like a mortgage started to freak me out a little bit. And, you know, I just started to think like we have so much growing up to do, and if we had to learn how to do so much in our personal growth or like exterior type stuff on top of a mortgage, I was like, what if we just start to grow up on our own before we have a very big responsibility like that? And so granted, that was literally January, and by February, I feel like we rushed into it / took a jump, and I'm so happy we decided to take that jump, because being able to become our own people this year in our own space was something that I never predicted, but I feel like it's brought me so much joy being able to have our own place to decorate however we want, to come home to just our own space. And it's not saying obviously we both hated living at home. It's more, this just felt like the right step to take to becoming our own people even more. Coffee break. That got serious. It's so weird because I remember even like when we moved out, I was like, Nick, 6 months ago, I could have never even imagined moving out. And it's like, that's why I feel like that still holds to now, because I just love that to a degree I kept surprising myself with either taking risk or doing things that pushed me out of my comfort zone, and how much joy it's brought me or what I've learned from it too. Because even though like I could do it, I feel like I would tell myself like, no, you can't do it until X, Y, or Z. And actually, you know, thinking of it, I guess this also does tie into my hair, because again, I do have a list of stuff I've written down, of course. But when it comes to my hair, you know, we are getting married next year. I've told myself for the past, I want to say 2 years at this point, I was like, Olivia, you're not allowed to touch your hair until you get married, because I've envisioned myself with having long hair for when we get married, which, you know, I still do. But I was like, you can't dye it, you can't do this, you can't do that, because I'm like, you want to have, like, you want to look a certain way on your wedding day, like for yourself. Come September this year, I'm starting to like look at pictures and videos. I could feel I wanted to switch it up, but there was also a time this summer that I will say it felt like I had a breakthrough, because from I would say like March to August, I was in a very specific mindset, and it also became very negative very quickly, and it felt like I couldn't escape it. And so in a way, cutting my hair felt like letting go to a degree. It just helped me feel like I was letting go of what I was feeling. And it's so weird because Nick knows exactly what I'm talking about, but it was one specific day that it felt like an overnight switch almost. And I'm just very grateful that he was there for that day, because I feel like I needed that day to come, and I needed to feel the negativity I felt throughout the summer to understand and to learn, I guess, what I want to do next, which don't get me wrong, I still am confused on what to do next, but I feel like what I'm thinking about had to happen so that I could be, of course, who I am right now. Sorry, I took a minute to stretch because my back started to hurt. And I will say, it is a little scary opening up online to a degree. Besides, of course, knowing that I'm doing YouTube for, like, you know, someone's listening, I'm also doing YouTube for myself. And I feel like it has become, I don't want to say a source of therapy for myself, because I don't think that's the right word, but it's become something that, like, it motivates me to, like, get excited and think. It gets me to, like, talk about things I guess I wouldn't really talk about. And also, it does in a way, like, kind of get me out of my comfort zone, I think. Alright, but next thing, I did get a tattoo. And so, I'm the type of person, when it comes to tattoos, I don't really get them until, like, I can feel it in my heart that, like, I'm, like, very, very set on it. And granted, if that means you're someone who, you know, gets a tattoo, like, you know, you have multiple tattoos because you connect or you don't connect, whatever it may be. I just more am the type where this one on my wrist is for my family. We all have this. The one on my finger is personal because I guess it does connect into my career that I never talk about. And then the one that is, I'm gonna hope I'm in the shot, guys, but the one that's on my neck, that is for my mom. And then this year, if again I'm in the angle, the 11 is for Nick. I don't think I walked into this year expecting to get a tattoo. I always knew I was gonna get one for Nick. And once I figured out the specific tattoo, I said, we're so getting it. But I don't think, like, I ever really expect me getting a tattoo, because it will have to be a lot of time, I think, about something. Even though one day I do want to get a random smiley face or something very small in, like, a random spot on my body, like on vacation, like that I feel is a very fun bucket list thing I want to do. So my next one is actually going to Disney for my birthday, which might sound silly, but I've always had it in my head, because again, let's go back to how I was telling you where I'm thinking, no, like, I have to do this to do this. Next year, I'm turning 25 on the 25th, aka my golden birthday. So to me, for like the past, like, I want to say maybe 3 years, I said, no, when when I turn 25 on the 25th, that's when I'll go to Disney for my birthday. And granted, I so could have kept to that, but for whatever reason, I started to feel I wanted to do it this year. And, you know, I started to conflict with myself where I'm like, but Olivia, like, you want to wait, like, you know, I just started to get in my head where I was like, why are you getting in your head when you literally could just book the trip? Like, you're able to. Why are you going to stress yourself out when you can just do it? I have the annual pass for this year. So to me, I was like, I feel like now is kind of the chance because I haven't said it, but it is true. We are not renewing our annual pass for now. Come end of next year, we'll see. Because next year is just going to be such a big year with us getting married, my 25 on the 25th, which has switched now. And we are going somewhere in April with my family that we have talked about for like over 5 years. But I feel like circling back to it, like in January, I was like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not going to Disney on my birthday. Like, that's like my plan for next year. Where once I started to just like tell myself, like, you don't have to have a timeline for everything, I get to look back now and feel that was one of the best Disney trips I ever took. It was so fun and unexpected. It's just crazy that, like, again, like walking into this year, like I would tell myself like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. To see what I've been able to do has brought me so much joy. Oh, I forgot about this one. So, in March, my boss did leave us and she was with us for the past 2 years. Losing her kind of brought all of us anxiety because we were like, oh my God, like we don't know who's gonna walk in and who's gonna say like what, because I will say because I work with all women. If you're a woman yourself, you understand working with women, it can be very catty, very mean girl sometimes, but this woman who was our boss was in the industry for over 10 years. And I personally feel she knew how to hire women that worked well together, but also she would cut anything when it would start. And like, we honestly became just such a flowful team that we all felt we were fine. We were just more nervous on someone coming in and like kind of switching what we're good with. So that's where honestly the anxiety too, like I think that I mentioned April. So March to August, that's when, you know, I had like my own mental thing going on. But I forgot that in a way kind of kickstarted it because I think when she left, it started to make me think about certain things. And then that just like kind of lasted until August. It kind of came out of the blue. So I feel like it's the same thing. If you told me last December, January, like this January, oh, like she's gonna leave, I'm gonna be like, what? Because I never saw it coming. But you know, it needed to happen for its reasons. She's doing great. We're all doing better now that we have someone who is respectful. But the next two that I have are a little silly because these are just things that I feel like saying, like these are like the same where I'm like, oh, I never expected it, but they're just like a little bit more lower. Like they're not like very big feelings that I feel. One is that we stopped going to Chipotle every Tuesday, which I know sounds crazy, but for the past like 3 years, me and Nick would always get Chipotle on Tuesdays. And it just became like our only time that we really had like takeout like that. And it was just like our own little like tradition, even though that's like a very expensive tradition. But she did stop this year because of course we moved out and we're like, we can't keep spending money on Chipotle. So that's just a silly one. And so the next one is I found my wedding ring, which to me comes as a shock because again, I was like, no, we'll go ring shopping in 2026 when we're closer to the date. But then for our year before we got married, we did head up to the ring shop where he got my ring made. And we walked in, we're looking around. And, you know, of course, I'm trying on rings as I should, and so should Nick. And I come across one where I'm like, whoa, I said, wait a minute. I actually so like this one. And very simply, I just found my ring and I love her and I can't wait to wear her in the future because when it comes to this one, I know it's on my necklace right now, but the opal in the center can get cracked or like messed up, whatever, very quickly because the opal is such a soft stone. So I try to be very careful when I wear this. Like if I wash dishes, if I'm eating out, like I don't want to get anything in it, but I do forget sometimes then to put her back on. So she's just close to my heart if I do forget. And at work, I cannot wear her because I don't want to ruin her. So she's always close to my heart. But like I said, those are more like silly things that I feel I was like, no way. And I ended up doing it. But even for like the more deeper things and the more either scarier or not even life-changing, but just like, wow, like I didn't think we were gonna do this. Well, I guess life-changing to a degree. It's very cool, I feel, to look back and be like, wow, like we did this, and it either helps me feel like this or it helped me figure out something, or I'm still currently trying to figure that something out. But walking into this year, I cannot lie, I really felt kind of scared because I felt 2024 was such an amazing year, and I did kind of walk into this one a little negative, where I was thinking, okay, like, you know, it's not going to be as big as 2024 and positive and da da da. So I think in a way I kind of set myself up with that anxiety, which is not okay that I did that to myself. But to think back on this year, even though I had very drastic ups and downs, I think I will say this was a very important year of my own personal growth, my happiness, and not that I'm trying to set myself up to get, you know, nervous for next year, but I think this was definitely a very good year. Like, even though I had moments where I was like, oh my God, like I'm not gonna look back and be like, wow, like 2025 was such a terrible year. Like, it has taught me so much that I didn't know I needed to be taught / wanted to be taught. I like how it was kind of unexpected to degrees, and I hope come next year I still surprise myself. I still like do things that are out of my comfort zone, but like I also know how to find my balance in everything and know when to step out and when to stay in, if that makes sense. Well, thank you for letting me chat. That was very lovely. I feel like I should do this more in the future. Like I said, it is hard sometimes to think about this, but that was very fun. But now we're gonna circle back to the purchases of yesterday, because I only have 3 things left, and then we're gonna wrap up this video so I can start editing this video so that I can sit on this couch and not move my back, even though low-key sitting like this has kind of been helping, I feel, my back. But so from Bath & Body Works yesterday, I honestly, I expected to find more, but I think they're getting rid of all the Christmas stuff so that come now next month they'll have like all like the brand new year stuff, whatever, and like the sales. But for 50% off, we did find this soap, which smells very yummy. And then we did find this soap, which also smells very yummy. And then same thing, 50% off this candle. She smells, oh, I almost went like, here guys, smell. This candle, I feel like it's just gonna be a nice candle to like light in January. Like I have this one and another one that I feel are very nice for mornings, which, thinking of it, I should have lit a candle for this morning, and I did not. Last and certainly not least, I got a very gorgeous, I don't think this is a trench coat. I'm not good with clothing. All I know is it is a pretty coat that I'm excited to wear, because the only like winter coat that I have is the one I always wear, and I'm pretty sure it was in this vlog, but it's that beige one with like the Sherpa or just the fur hood. But this one, I'll switch us out just a little bit. Okay. But this one's very nice, you know? I feel like it's warm enough for certain days where I don't want to wear like a very heavy coat, and it's just like a cute little styling coat. But Old Navy is currently going through like a very big sale. I don't know if it's actually at all or if it's just the one I went to, but this coat was originally $89, I think, and I got it for $36, so love that for us. This vlog was fun. I definitely, again, going a little bit back, but to a degree, I was expecting it to go one way, and I've been allowing myself to understand like it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go, and I feel like just letting that part of my mind go where it's like, Olivia, you're so good. Like, just relax. You're gonna do it. We do it. Yes, we have a schedule, but it's okay if things get switched up. This was a fun week to end off 2025. You know, the Christmases were a little hectic. We went to, oh, no, our family came here, which was fun and like a little stressful because it was our first time like hosting, but that was fun. Christmas Day itself was really, really fun and cool. The snow was unexpected. That happened on Friday night. I was like, oh, okay, I guess we have snow now. I might have vlogged, but the next morning when it snowed, going into work for like 3 hours was weird, but cool. And then yesterday was really fun too, and here we are today. Because now come this week, of course, it's New Year's. And on New Year's Day, we actually do have our own little tradition, which I'm very excited to be able to do again. But I hope your holidays were so much fun, joyful, warm. Especially if you do live in a warmer climate. I really hope it was warm because it was unbelievably cold here this whole past week. If YouTube is something you're even considering, I hope you do put yourself out there and push yourself out of your comfort zone, because it is a very cool thing to be able to do for yourself and for other people. I'm excited for our home vlogs again. Don't get me wrong, I love our travel vlogs, but there is something about vlogging at home that is very exciting. So with that, I will see you guys in the new year.